Here we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Chris Chow's back again. Hope everybody's doing great out there. Happy Thanksgiving to all, because we got 3 contests on Thursday to discuss. Before we get started, though, a little bit of an announcement. We got a new location for all the YouTube content, so definitely go find us, Cover One Fantasy Football, and do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's get this thing growing under the Cover One Network umbrella. You gotta love it. It's good stuff. Same content, new location. That's all it is. If you're on the podcast, same old, same old. You don't have to change anything. But let's start with the Buffalo Bills taking on the Detroit Lions in Detroit. And, second game in Detroit for the Bills. But I got you covered, man. Start, sit, lineup advice, plus the point spread picks for the contest. I'll give you my winner so you can earn that money. So let's go, man. Bills versus Lions. So with these Buffalo Bills, our Buffalo Bills, what did I say the last week before the Cleveland game? They needed a get-right game in a big way, and they got that. The first half was god-awful, but they picked it up. Great second-half adjustments, and they looked very, very good in that second half. So now what do they need versus Detroit? A true tune-up contest. Let's tune up these Lions, because that's exactly what they require. Josh Allen, man, wasn't wearing the brace in his warm-ups. Don't know if the practice was overly heavy, but, we'll see if he straps on that brace for this game. He's a stud start for me. Wanted to see him gain that confidence. He was looking very, timid in that past, first half versus those Cleveland Browns, like I mentioned. As soon as he threw that touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs, you saw the confidence grow just a little bit more. Just getting out of his own head. That's all it was for Josh Allen. Stud start versus these Detroit Lions. I think the Bills get right in a big way versus the Lions. Josh Allen's going to be a key. Devin Singletary gets a first-time low risk for me this season, as the Bills and Dorsey are starting to open up this run game, and that just warms my heart. I've been begging for this Bills to run the ball that much more, take some pressure off of Josh Allen. He looks tired. He looks broken. They need the support cast to be there for him. Devin's been running the ball very well, scoring touchdowns in the pass game. Hard-nosed running by Devin Singletary. Definite low risk. Fire him up as well. James Cook, he's got a low floor, but he is an intriguing prospect at this point for fantasy football start sits. Okay, right now I still got to caution the start and say keep him on the bench. I want to see more consistency, but if Dorsey is true to his word, we're going to see this, amplify in this offense with more of a trio approach in this run game, and James looked very, very good. That's what the Bills need. They need the speed on the outside. They need the speed up the middle. As long as James can start to find his way into the end zone, that's the only thing that's precluding me from saying he's a mid-level risk. If he finds his way into the end zone with some consistency, he could be one that we're going to be trusting during the remainder few weeks of the fantasy football season. Nyheim Hines still a high risk. They're utilizing him on the punt returns. I would not trust him to start this week. Keep him on the bench. Stephon Diggs gets a stud start. He showed some fire on that sideline. He wants the ball. He's a competitor, man, but when he's dropping blocks like we saw on that James Cook run to the outside, or Devin Singletary run to the outside, I didn't think Devin was going to make it, and it was all because of Stephon Diggs. Stud start this week. I think they get back to basics, feed him on the regular versus Detroit Lions defense that is decent. No kidding, man. Gabe Davis also gets a low-risk play for me. Yes, the Butterfingers, the brick hands have been a problem this year, but again, they're utilizing Gabe in the wrong way, in my opinion. It's always on the deep shots or the slants. You got to give him more opportunity. Over the last few seasons, we've seen the toe drag swag. We've seen it all from Gabe, and I think he's kind of, out of his realm of what he's very comfortable doing. They got to simplify it for him, get him more route options. That way he's not just a, deep threat. He's like 10 or 11 yards per catch, more than he has had in his previous seasons in the NFL. So that tells you what they're just typically doing with a Gabe Davis. I still like him this week. I think he's going to do very well against the Lions. Isaiah McKenzie, high risk. You cannot trust it whatsoever. Right now he shouldn't even be on your bench, I wouldn't want to say. Dawson Knox is creeping up the board now. They did utilize him a lot more. Josh Allen was checking down to his direction. Lots of catches last week. He's got a mid-level risk play for me once again this week. I think you could trust a Dawson Knox. As for the Detroit Lions, though, 3 games in a row, I believe, winning streak for the Lions. I mean, they're a fighter. They got heart. They got some fight in them. And Jared Goff, mid-level risk versus a Bills defense that's going to come at them. But the Lions do have one of the better offensive lines in the entire NFL, so it's going to be difficult to get pressure. That's why Jared Goff is standing clean most of the time in that pocket. Mid-level risk for a Jared Goff. He will be able to spread the ball around a little bit. He will be able. The Bills have been gashed through the air on the receiving core, but this week it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. They don't typically have the deep threat just yet in Detroit. Jamison Williams is practicing, so that would change. I don't think he's suiting up in this contest, though, because he's just not ready. But a Jared Goff gets a mid-level risk this week. DeAndre Swift, they're limiting his touch base to keep him healthy during the rest of the season. Find it very weird. Obviously, he's playing, more hurt than what they're letting on, so he's got a mid-level risk. Could once again find the end zone, but his touches are under 10 right now. You don't like it. It's very hard to trust. I would not mind putting him on the bench this week versus the Buffalo Bills, but I get it. You drafted him high, and you want that value. There is potential he finds the end zone once again, so I don't hate the start in your flex or something, but I just don't like it right now this week. I don't hate him on the bench. You got Jamal Williams, he is a low-risk play. This guy's basically the goal line machine. He leads the league in touchdowns. You cannot put this man on the bench right now. He will at least, attempt on the goal line to get in that end zone, so I foresee that happening at least once in this contest as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his floor is always very good, especially in PPR upside. I got a low-level risk for him. He's going to be, dancing all over the middle of the field, and Jared Goff is going to be finding him on the regular. I like Amon-Ra as a start this week. Josh Reynolds and DJ Chark both get an injury risk for me, so definitely watch that before the game. If Reynolds does play, I do like the potential for a deep threat appeal, but it is very hard to trust, so I would not start either him or Chark, but I would not be surprised if either one of these men start this week that they will find the end zone on a deep shot. It is very possible. The Bills, just the contested catches alone, can the Bills get any luck on contested catches? Just hasn't happened, so definitely watch that out, but I would not play either one of those gentlemen. Along with Brock Wright, the tight end, he is a high-level risk. You are not touching his services this week. But for the game prediction on Turkey Day, we got the Bills favored at minus 9.5 points, so everyone's saying, this should be a get-right game and a tune-up game. I do believe it as well. I believe the Bills need this one in a big way. Get back to basics, dominate, score points at will, kind of go back to the week 1 contest versus the LA Rams. That's what I want to see in this contest. I got the Bills winning 30-16 in a very good showing offensively for the Bills. We shall see how the Lions do overcome, but I think they're outmatched and outclassed in this one. Buffalo 30-16. So there you have it. That is the first contest of the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions on Turkey Day. You got to like what's going to happen. 3 contests. I'm excited. But like I said, nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, smash that subscribe button so we can grow the channel as we're just starting out here for Fantasy Football Cover 1. But we'll see you next time. I am out.